Well, it's been a while. Maybe I should try to review something. Let's see. Nah. Nope. Some other time. Hey Ninji, what do you got there?
Oh, I just completed this game for this 50th anniversary of Scooby-Doo. It seemed kind of fun.
Well, do you want to review it?
Alright, I can do that.
We all know the story of Scooby-Doo. Started in 1969 about a group of teens with a dog going around solving mysteries. Pretty simple premise. It never actually went off the air, and some of the incarnations are better than others. Definitely some are better than others.
Didn't they already make a 50th anniversary special or something?
Oh, they did. That movie was garbage. Well, I figured since it's the 50th anniversary of Scooby-Doo, and this game features the majority of the monsters from the original cartoon, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, I thought, why not take a look at one of the best Scooby-Doo games around, 9100 Frights.
This wouldn't have to deal with the fact that today is your birthday, isn't it?
No. Maybe. Yes. Well, I'm a quarter century years old today, and Scooby-Doo's 50, so why not?
Well, fair enough.
To start off, the moment we boot up the game, we get a recreation of the Scooby-Doo Where Are You theme. It is a great way to show off the locations that we will be visiting in the game, as well as give us a neat treat to see the original theme be recreated. They reused this technique in the next two Scooby-Doo games, Mystery Mayhem and Unmasked.
Well, I'd say this theme is pretty iconic. This one and What's New Scooby-Doo.
Once we've started up a new game, we see Mystery Inc. is on their way to the Mystic Manor to meet up with Daphne's friend, Holly Graham. The thing is, Holly's uncle, Professor Alexander Graham, has been kidnapped by a ghost named the Mastermind.
By Tim Curry, I might add.
The gang go into the manor with Holly, while Shaggy and Scooby wait outside. Scooby and Shaggy then get distracted by Scooby snacks, only for Scooby to sense something is wrong. Shaggy is then dropped into a hole, leaving Scooby alone, and starting off our event. The game has 4 major areas to explore: a fishing village, leading to a shipwreck graveyard, a hedge maze leading to a cemetery, the roof of a Mystic Manor, and the basement of Mystic Manor. To begin, we go inside the manor and free Holly. She tells us that Mr. Inc. has been kidnapped by the Mastermind and gives us the map. Going back outside, we meet up with the spooky groundskeeper. He gives us a shovel, and we use that to find the key for the fishing.
Did you know to come back outside?
Well, the game does this thing where you'll have to come back to an area once you get a certain ability. A perfect example is this. There is a key floating above the gate to the hedge maze, and the hint tells us we need the spring invention. The groundskeeper gives us a shovel, and we only have the key for the fishing village. So we explore the fishing village, making our way to the end of the wharf to get the springs. We then warp back to the mystery machine to double jump to get the key for the maze. The game is full of moments like that. We eventually reach the top of the manor, and we see, for the first time, the Mastermind. He kind of does this weird thing where he tries to rhyme his words and then doesn't try to rhyme his words. It's just a bit odd. He shows us Velma in a cage being guarded by the Black Knight.
For first boss, considering he was the first monster to ever be featured on Scooby-Doo.
I think that episode is among the most famous. Here it is. Maybe instead of the Pierce of garbage that we got earlier this year, Return to Zombie Island, maybe they could have tried to remake the original pilot episode into a movie. Heck, they did it for Classic Creep Capers, a Lego special, and they used him in the second live action movie to even have it referenced him in Unmasked as a standalone monster. It would be a perfect way to celebrate the 50th anniversary over the piece of crap that we got. After defeating the Black Knight, Scooby releases Velma, and after she loses her glasses and lenses, Scooby finds some lenses, and then Velma flees after claiming to see the Creeper. Scooby doesn't see him and enters the mansion collecting a monster token.
Monster token? What's that?
Monster tokens are tokens that have various Scooby-Doo monsters on them. You put them in the monster gallery and they give you bios on the monster and what episode they are from. Plus, as an added bonus on boss tokens, you get to hear the boss music for that monster. After the Black Knight, we make our way back to the fishing village with the anti-stick galoshes. To access the fish cannery place and make our way to the lighthouse access to the rest of the hedge maze.
Take a moment to talk about the collectibles.
Apart from the monster tokens, there are food items which act as your lives. The professor's inventions, which give you new abilities. Finally, Scooby snacks. You need to collect as many Scooby snacks as possible to access new areas, as sometimes there is a pay gate requiring a certain number of Scooby snacks. Also, there are these things called warp gates, which warp you to various areas around the game. I'm now going to show you a glitch that, as far as I know, can only be found in the GameCube version of the game. It's either a glitch or something wrong with my copy. Well, I've had this game for a long time, so either can be possible in this case. But I think it would be fun to share it nonetheless. What you need to do before you give your Scooby Snacks to this snack gate, use this warp gate and only this warp gate in order to activate it. Then all you need to do is warp to the next warp gate without even activating it. It saves you a bunch of Scooby Snacks. I do, however, recommend going back into the previous area to rescue Shaggy from some gargoyles, as there are some more snacks to collect.
Wait. At the beginning of the game, Shaggy drops down into a hole. How is he here and the other areas of the game?
We don't dare mention that. Us mortals don't understand the full potential of his power. I heard he's only using 4% of his power to teleport to other places in this game.
Wait, so Shaggy is a god of the entire multiplane?
Exactly. We don't dare question it. Question it, and he may destroy us all.
Alright. I don't want to be sent into the abyss. I think that's only 5% of his power.
Scooby then encounters Daphne and the Mastermind. He rescues Daphne, and therefore the Mastermind summons the Green Ghost.
Famous monster.
Well, it's fitting, seeing as how this is another famous episode. I think they remade it into a Be Cool Scooby-Doo episode, and I know this episode that the Green Ghost was featured in was in the Scooby Natural episode. With Daphne's help, Scooby defeats the Green Ghost. Ollie shows up to tell us about the professor's secret lab, before her and Daphne disappear. Scooby then makes his way to the shipyards. This is not exactly the part of the game that I'm a real big fan of. Here's the thing. The game controls like a 3D side-scroller. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It is here, though, the camera could have used a bit more work, as there is just not a lot of depth perception, and it really shows here, as you're having to deal with bad enemy placement and delayed controls. An example is this boss fight against the Ghost of Redbeard in order to rescue Fred. What you have to do is dodge the ghosts, then kill the ghost of Captain Moody's, and Redbeard will throw his sword to cut the ropes to a chest that's hanging above his head. It's fine for the first two ropes, but for the last two, the monsters will start swarming around you. You have to ground pound them, and I think there is a 1 second delay to hit the monsters, or poor hitboxes. It causes a lot of cheap hits every time you go and kill the Moodies.
I think Scooby-Doo reused Redbeard twice in 2 different incarnations. Where Are You and the new movies. He's one of the most famous, as I think his first episode was one of the most dangerous episodes.
After rescuing Fred, Velma and Shaggy come in. Fred points out to Velma that her lenses are a clue. The two go search for Daphne and the secret lab, while Shaggy and Scooby try to have a smorgasbord of food. The ghost diver shows off and scares Shaggy off, leaving Scooby once again alone. Making his way towards the basement to find an invention to get into the secret lab, Scooby eventually makes his way to the gang. Their plan is to trick the Mastermind using holograms.
It could be a reference to Witch's Ghost, since Curry was the main villain in that movie.
Well, it is a bit of a stretch, but whenever you cast him, can't really go wrong. Anyway, I'll leave the story here, as I don't really want to spoil the ending, but if you know the Scooby-Doo formula, you probably could have figured it out by now, because I did drop this person's name. Just saying. I don't know if it counts as a spoiler if it's Scooby-Doo.
So, is this a game you can recommend? There didn't seem to be much to this game from what I've seen.
I actually do, but there is a catch. While the camera and controls can be problematic at times, I know Scooby-Doo fans will love this game. Heck, I think most people agree this is probably the best one around. I could be wrong, though. For everyone else, though, I don't think that there is much here that will keep people coming back to it, as the game can get stale after a while and the challenge is very lacking. Well, now you know my thoughts on the game, but I feel like I want to try something. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I want to share my sister's thoughts on the game. This is one of her favorites too. She has the PS2 version, so I thought it'd be kind of different to share her thoughts. So, here they are.
So, this game, Scooby-Doo Night of the 100 Frights, is a fun game. I really did enjoy it, even though I had some struggles, but at the end I got it. But I really did enjoy this game. This is one of my I think this is my second game that I have played for the PlayStation 2, and I just really have enjoyed it. I love the graphics, I love the whole Scooby-Doo game. So yeah, I would recommend this game to anyone.
Well then, if there is no more, we'll see you all later.
Bye.